What's up, guys? Welcome to another podcast here with Pablo Meza again.
What's up, man?
So this time what we want to talk about is what we're seeing with rents.
Yes.
I did read an article that says nationally rents have been going up year over year about 3%. But
Yes.
in certain metro areas, they're going up higher.
Right.
And we're seeing in the suburbs in certain areas, they're going in the opposite direction.
Yes, that's correct. Like I was having an example. I was talking to Edgar that last year we rented a three-bedroom for 2,500. 3-bedroom, 1 bath, 2,500, and there was only two on the market. This year, a year later, there's 8 to 10 more properties for that price range. So there's more to pick from for rentals in Antelope Valley at least. I think I was talking to a colleague of mine, and he was saying that San Fernando is still going up. It's a higher dense area, so the rents are definitely going up there. But it's not going up 3% everywhere. So that's something I can tell you about Antelope Valley, and most of the areas in downtown actually are going up quite a bit.
Do you think Antelope Valley is because for so long we pushed everybody to say, hey, rent your current house, buy this, rent your current house, do this, because of the prices were still affordable.
Yes.
And they had a really low interest rate on this, and then they can move on to the next one. And
Right.
so a lot of people didn't sell their properties. They became investors.
Yeah, became investors. So what's happening is that most people that have a 3% interest rate, and they want to buy. They want to move somewhere else. They don't want to stay in the Antelope Valley. So what they do is, since their rents, their mortgage is so low, they're going to be able to rent the house and make $400 profit, but they get to move where they want to live.
Yeah.
So I think that's the biggest thing that's coming in the market. That's why a lot of these rentals coming out in the Antelope Valley for the owners that became renters, landlords. And then they're gonna go rent in a location that they really want. They love Acton, they love Santa Clarita, Valencia, sometimes even closer to work, in the valley. So I think that's a lot that's happening here in Antelope Valley. And people don't want to refinance. You got a 3% interest rate. I said, why should I refinance at 5.6, 5.7, right in that area? And it says it doesn't make sense. It makes sense to be a landlord for the time being, and then rent where you want to go. Especially if you work in the valley. So the gas prices are just ridiculous.
Yeah. And what about these people that are doing that? How long do you think they're going to be able to keep these houses vacant before they say, shoot, let me just sell this sucker because I don't want to keep paying the mortgage payment on it?
Yeah.
So you think that might cause a different kind of market that we're not even thinking about right now?
It depends, because there's a lot of people that rent their houses and they do it themselves, and that's where they get in trouble. Because they don't hire a professional that do their due diligence, find out, before you get a renter, run their credit, do their background check the verification of employment, call the landlord back, not the landlord they're in, because they want to get them out. So you have to before that one. That one's going to tell you the truth. You know what I mean? The other one's going to say he's perfect tenant, man. He's great. Get him out of here.
Yeah.
So don't go to the last tenant. Go to the previous tenant. So try to have two landlords, previous from there. And there's ways and tricks of the trade. A lot of realtors not know how to get that information. They're not probably going to give you the information, but if they give you a name or the address they live, we can check title and find out the owner from that property and able to call them and ask about that tenant. These are the little tricks that people don't realize. When people, like I said, people get in trouble when it says, I'm going to rent it to my uncle, I'm going to rent it to my aunt.
Yeah, because they don't pay them because they think they're family. They say, you know what, can I just owe you next month because I'm a little short this month.
Exactly.
And then it gets stacks.
Yeah, and it's funny because I talked to a couple of family members and they tell me it's family. I says, I wouldn't rent to family because, they feel that you're going to give them a break every single time. Well, that creates a hardship for you because you have a mortgage on that property. And now you have to kick your own family member out and they don't understand that. They think it's your property, but you have a mortgage on it. So please try not to rent to friends and family. Try to rent to somebody else.
Not everybody is meant to be a landlord.
Yeah.
So if you get into that position where you start seeing that you're having to come out of pocket now instead of making monies, and now it's time to sell, just reach out to us. We'll give you some pointers. Maybe there's a different way to do it. But if you really need to sell, that's what we're here. We're here to coach you along that way. But like I said, not everybody is meant to be a landlord.
Yes, and like I said, if you're gonna rent your property, please contact me or any real estate professional that's been doing it for a while, have the knowledge. Pay the extra money, because if you don't pay it in the beginning, you're going to pay it at the end.
Yeah.
And to get a tenant out right now in this market,
Oh, yeah.
it's
Especially
several
in
months to a
California.
year. So be careful. Use Edgar as a great lender. He has a lot of great loan programs. And if you want to use it for me for any real estate needs, please give me a call.
Yep. See you guys. Thanks for coming out.
See you guys.